Welcome to the Women's Soccer Show news segment covering 8th of February to the 14th of February 2021. This is a new segment that will drop every Monday. It's a 10-minute or less segment. That's the only rule, with all the news and none of the opinions. Some weeks you'll get news from me, Helen, and some weeks you'll get our Californian gal, Sarah. Don't forget our regular episodes are still dropping every Tuesday. This is just an added bonus. You're welcome. So in the WSL, the Manchester derby finished in a 3-0 home win to Manchester City. Lucy Bronze took the opener with a volleyed goal from a set-piece corner. That's Lucy's first goal for City since November. Lauren Hemp scored for the second game in a row, and the game finished off by Caroline Weir, who scored an absolutely fantastic goal from outside the area to make it 3-0, a potential goal of the season contender. Manchester United player Lauren James has received racial abuse on her social media account and has openly spoken out to Instagram to ask them for change in their policies on dealing with discrimination. In voicing her disdain, a number of clubs, fans and players from her club, the England squad and other clubs have come out in support of her message, "There is no room for racism." A huge blow for Manchester City and US Women's National Team. Sam Ewis is highly unlikely to play in the She Believes Cup 2021 due to her ankle injury, according to City boss Gareth Taylor. She suffered an injury in the US game against Colombia in January, and she's missed 4 league games for Manchester City since then. Chelsea took on Bristol 1 week after their shock defeat and comfortably won 5-0 away from home. Frank Kirby opened the scoring and ended up getting a brace just before half-time. Chelsea player and Wales captain Sophie Ingle has signed a new deal which will keep her with the champions until 2023. The mid-table clash between Everton and Reading ended in a 1-1 draw. Everton have had a big win this week, however, with England international Izzy Christiansen signing a new deal which will keep her with the Toffees for another 2.5 years. The game between Aston Villa and Arsenal was postponed on Sunday due to a frozen pitch at the Bank Stadium, the home of Villa. It's the second postponement in a row for Villa, who had their derby against Birmingham City called off earlier in the week. Over in America, the NWSL conducted 600 plus COVID-19 test results during their preseason week and received 5 confirmed positive results. All players and designated staff in close contact will now quarantine before heading back to training together. The next set of tests will be conducted on the 20th of February 2021. As a result of the upcoming international fixtures, a number of camps have been announced. The Netherlands will be taking on Belgium on the 18th of February and Germany on the 24th of February. The 23 players in the squad were announced on the 9th of February for the 2 fixtures and includes the usual suspects: Miedema, Martins, Van der Donk, Ronan, Ruud, and the list goes on. There were a couple of shocks in England's 20-player squad announcement for February's international camp. Hege Riise, who's taken charge since the departure of Phil Neville, has left out Beth Mead, stating her player report hasn't been that great. Nikita Paris will miss out as she's unable to leave France due to COVID-19 protocols. Of the 23 players that reached the World Cup semi-final in 2019, only 11 remain for this month's camp. Tony Duggan, Jodie Taylor, Carly Telford, Karen Bardsley and Mary Earps all miss out. Bristol City's goal-scoring machine, 20-year-old Ebony Salmon, has had her first call-up, however. The largest percentage of players come from Manchester City, with 9 of the 20-player squad coming from the blue side of Manchester. The She Believes Cup will go ahead starting on the 18th of February with a clash between the US Women's National Team and Canada. Brazil and Argentina are also taking part in the mini-tournament, which will all take place in Orlando, Florida. Argentina were a late addition to the tournament after Japan pulled out due to COVID concerns. And around the world leagues, in Italy, Milan took on Sassuolo in the Italian Women's Cup yesterday, which ended 0-0 but 1-1 on aggregate, which sees Milan win on away goals. The 2 clubs sit in 2nd and 3rd in the league also, with Milan edging ahead there as well. The semi-final will be between Roma, Juventus, Milan and Internazionale. Barcelona are cruising the Spanish league and cemented their dominance by winning the Copa de la Reina this week. It's their 7th time winning this trophy, and this time it was a 3-0 comfortable win over Logroño in Malaga. Technically, this was the 2019-20 final because it was postponed last year due to COVID. Therefore, technically, Barcelona women have won the double, as they also won the title last year, and they're on track to do that as well this year. For football games being streamed live around the world, check out atafootball.com. That's atafootball.com. It's free to sign up, and it's a great source for FAWSL, French Division 1 and Bundesliga live games. You can go back and watch old fixtures too, so head over. And that's it from the Women's Soccer Show News in 10. I've been Helen. See you soon. Bye.